I always used to wonder how the Israelites could have possibly turned on God so quickly. After all, just a couple of weeks ago, God had delivered them from slavery in Egypt with all of these dramatic plagues of locusts and blood and darkness. God had parted the sea for them. When they were thirsty, God made water come out of rocks. When they were hungry, God made it literally rain bread. And why on earth would you trade in a bread-raining God for a statue of a golden cow? It seems crazy. But the thing about the Exodus 32 story is really is not a story about people trading in an actual Ferrari for like a Matchbox car or Tonka truck. In ancient cultures, it was custom to depict gods often either standing or sitting on top of a bull. Now, the thing about bulls is they have these huge giant horns and these other large, low-hanging body parts, which made them, for ancient people, an ideal symbol of strength and virility and masculine authority and military prowess. The idea was that the virtues of the bull would accrue to the god that rode on its back. I mean, just to see the lasting kind of resonance of this bull metaphor, all you have to do is look at the symbol of Wall Street, a 7,000-pound, 11-foot bronze bull with the entire nation of America riding invisibly on its back. And Aaron doesn't think he's making for the Israelites an alternative god, a new god. He thinks he's making a mount for the God they already have. The Israelites, at this moment in their history, are profoundly insecure. They're out in the wilderness with not a single day's extra food. They have these armies of Egypt behind them, all of these hostile tribes up ahead. What Aaron is making for them is a platform for the strength and power and glory of God that they crave to be on full display. When we talk about what idolatry means, we often think of idolatry as replacing God with something entirely different. But idolatry at its most basic, at its most fundamental, is not an act of replacing God, but of misrepresenting God, making of God an image of what we ourselves desire. This happened to Israel, and it happens just as often to the church. We want a God who holds the reins of political power. We want a God who rides with the wealth and might of nations pressed between his knees. But instead, what we have as Christians is a God who rides a donkey, who demonstrates the power of meekness and humility and self-sacrifice. The problem with worship that puts God on the bull is that the bull invariably ends up riding God.